Greetings. The interpersonal IPR skills dilemma. Why being good with people is very important for professional success. IPR skills, interpersonal skills, are crucial for any professional's success. In fact, lack of these skills can lead to consequences, negative consequences. Uh, there is a story. There was a young professional. He was called Sam. Sam had a master's degree in business administration and was also a highly skilled marketing executive. Market. He had excellent analytical and problem solving skills. Deal with numbers and analyze data was excellent. He had one major problem. Sam wasn't great with people. He struggled to connect with his team members, and he was seen as somebody distant and disconnected. He was also quick to criticize and slow to offer praise or feedback. The right feedback, constructive feedback. He found it difficult to collaborate and often resorted to working independently, alone. And that led to a lot of missed opportunities and incomplete projects. So, despite his technical skills, Jack's inability to build interpersonal relationships began to impact his career. His team members were disengaged and their productivity also suffered. Out on promotions and opportunities for growth, and development were few and far between. So, as Sam's frustration grew, he also now started realizing the importance of interpersonal skills. Interpersonal relationships refer to the ability to communicate effectively, build strong relationships, and work collaboratively with others. Without effective IPR skills, business can suffer a lot, projects may fail, team members may leave, customers may lose faith in the company, and above all, and finally, revenue may get impacted. They may decrease. So Sam understood that developing interpersonal skills was essential to his success. He began attending workshops and networking events to improve his communication and collaboration skills. He focused on building relationships with his team and practicing active listening. So Sam's IPR skills improved, so too did his career. His team members became more engaged, projects were completed successfully and on time, and he began to receive recognition for his contributions. Technical skills are important, but they are not enough. IPR skills are crucial for business success, and professionals who lack them risk missing out on a lot of opportunities. So here is an interesting story. Developing interpersonal relationship skills, a story of overcoming challenges and succeeding in professional life. So we are going to share with you some effective tips and strategies for developing interpersonal relationship skills in professionals. Based on a real-time case study, this story analyzes the challenges faced by an individual and step-by-step action plan taken to overcome them, resulting in successful professional growth. So once upon a time, there was a young professional. She was called Mary, and she had started a career in a highly competitive industry. Mary had an excellent academic record and impressive technical skills, but one major weakness, she lacked interpersonal relationship skills. So Mary found it challenging, very challenging to connect with her colleagues, isn't it? And clients, and a lack of effective communication skills also became a major, significant stumbling block to her professional growth. So Mary did the first thing, analysis. Mary soon realized that without effective IPR skills, it would be impossible for her to progress, advance in her career. Her colleagues also, clients included, found her, found her cold and unapproachable. And her superiors were also hesitant to give her leadership roles because they doubted her ability to work collab, collab, collaboratively, that is, to work in a team. Plan. So she has analyzed, now there has to be an action plan. So Mary decided to take a step by step approach. She researched how to develop interpersonal relationship skills and devised a 20-point action plan, which I'm going to share with you. First thing is what? You have to work on self awareness. Knowing yourself is the first step. We all have strengths, we all have weaknesses. Right? So you have to, once you have identified your strengths and weaknesses, so you keep on adding to your strengths. And obviously, weaknesses have to be eliminated. Sometimes the weaknesses are so strong that it cannot be eliminated, but then we have to learn how to manage them. We all have our likes, our dislikes. What are our values? What are our belief systems? So everything goes into that. So you start understanding who you are. That is the first step. Improve communication skills. Obviously, when you are in the professional world or in a personal life, communication skills are very, very important. It involves both verbal and non-verbal communication. Non-verbal includes the way you speak, your pitch, voice, tone, accent, the way you dress, isn't it? And so many other things which gives you a body language. So these are all part of your non-verbal communication. Verbal communication includes reading and writing. And today, so many channels are available, isn't it? As a sender, we have to send the message carefully. As a receiver, we also have to ensure we are getting the message as it is intended. Message should be simple, crisp, clear, isn't it? Short. Keep it short and simple. Multiple channels today, social media, we have got emails, so many other things are available, isn't it? Feedback should be happening, and there's always a context. So you have to work on all that. Develop active listening skills. Listening is an art, and listening is a skill. And many of the problems happens in our life is because of not listening actively. It's a very difficult activity because somebody starts speaking to you. Your mind start immediately thinking how to respond, how to react, isn't it? So somewhere at some point you stop listening. So what I do? How should I develop active listening skills? There's some few tips which you can always do. Start showing interest, isn't it? Don't interrupt the other person when he is speaking and ask questions, relevant questions, isn't it? And also there are several techniques if you have not understood paraphrasing, sort of reaffirming what you have heard, asking for clarity sometimes. So you have to listen actively and avoid distractions and also show the other person who is talking to you that you're ready to listen and you are also listening, isn't it? Learn conflict resolution techniques. See, any two-person interacting will also lead to sometimes conflicts. And conflicts are bound to be there, whether in personal life, social life, or professional life. So sometimes, when there is a conflict, we tend to ignore. That is also very dangerous because when you ignore that, later it can become a very big problem, serious problem. Some of the biggest fires, as they say, are started by a small, isn't it, a small flame or a you know, matchstick or something. Sometimes a small, just a spark can create dangerous fires, isn't it? So one thing is, it's not advisable to ignore conflicts or accept whatever the other person. Then also that's bad, and you can handle it two way. One is collaboration, isn't it? Or probably you can go for some sort of a compensation or what you call it, can give up half of what you think is right and then accept what the other person is saying, isn't it? But collaboration is the best way to handle conflicts. It's a win-win situation, isn't it? Compromise, yes, there are some people compromising lately. That is also not to be done. So when you collaborate with the other person and work out the best solutions, that's always better because it can lead to win-win situation. Learn the importance of body language. Very important. Use of your hands, expressions, body language. That plays a very important role. Cultivate empathy towards others. Today, what people say is EQ is very important. What is EQ? EQ is emotional quotient. And important contributors is, as they say, is empathy. Now, empathy is very different from the word sympathy, isn't it? What is sympathy? Let us see. Sympathy is something like, you see a poor person, you give him food or money. That is called sympathy. Empathy is you put yourself in the other person's shoe and start thinking why the other person is behaving in a specific way. We are all dealing with human people, isn't it? They have got emotions, feelings, and their own thoughts, their own beliefs, isn't it? So what I do is I start developing empathy. So start trying to understand why the other person or any person is behaving in a specific way, in a specific circumstance. So I start developing empathy. Practice gratitude. Very important. Many people have helped us, isn't it? So when somebody has helped us, we should say, we should be grateful, isn't it? That's what people say. We should practice gratitude. Develop networking skills. Very important. Okay, now you want to have all that IPR, then you need to have good networking skills, isn't it? For a professional, networking with right kind of people is very important. So I also start developing networking skills, attending meetings or people are, getting at conferences, seminars, and within the office also. I start developing networking skills. Seek feedback from colleagues and clients. Very important, isn't it? When there is a thing happening, we may not know sometimes what is wrong with us. So it's always better to ask, or you want to do certain things better. So ask. So you can ask for feedback. And you should be constructive, isn't it? So you can ask others how you are doing, what things you need to improve on. So you'll get some feedback, which will help to eliminate or manage your weaknesses. Understand culture. It's very important. Today, it's a global economy. People from different parts of the world are working together. And every culture is different. The Asian culture, the European culture, the American culture, the African culture, whatever it is. People belong to different customs and traditions. So we have to accept that that also has a role. So I accept as they are. I accept they are coming from different cultural backgrounds and accept them as they Work on building trust. Trust is a very important factor. I'm telling you, the trust is lost, then probably the entire IPR skills will get distorted. So if you're committing yourself and ensure that you're living up to the commitment, people give a lot of value to trust factor. You have promised somebody to do something and you have not done it because of whatever might be the reason. But the other person sees you. If what you have committed you have not done as a not trustable person. Time management skills. Yes, again, that's very important. Time is a very limited. There will be a lot of work, urgent and important, only important, neither urgent nor important. So what I do is I need to have, because I need to spend some time for IPR development, isn't it? So I have to also ensure my work is not affected. So need to have time and task management. The next, why is it all required? Why are IPR skills required? Because you have got goals, isn't it? And again, set realistic goals. That's what people say. It has to be realistic. It has to be smart. What is smart? SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound, isn't it? So goals have to be smart. Again, they are short-term goals, medium-term, long-term, and also goals also varying in terms of what are the objectives. You want to grow in your career, you want to get more educational inputs in your life. Material goals are there, family goals, isn't it? Health goals. So many, objectives are also there. So, but the goals have to be smart. They have to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound, isn't it? Be open to criticism. You should welcome. That is called calling for constructive feedback. So, if somebody is criticizing you, it's okay. You might feel initially a bit bad, or will feel like retorting or responding back. But if there's something which can help you identify your weaknesses, that's a one thing to that's good enough to welcome it and say, yes, I understand these are the issues. I'm going to work on that. So when you're open, people will tend to be more positive with you. Your IPR skills will be sort of well accepted, and people start interacting with you more. The relationship develops. Practice mindfulness. What is mindfulness? See, many of the times, either we are lost in the past or probably, preoccupied with what will happen in the future. But in the moment, what we do is we give attention to the moment. That is called living consciously. So live in the moment. It's a wonderful thing to be there. Focus on the work content. And every moment in the present is very, very important. Living in the present is very important. That is called conscious living. So practice that. Past is gone. So don't worry. Whatever has happened has happened. Future has not yet come. Why worry about that? But what I'm doing today is very important, because I know if I do my job today effectively, that will take care of my future, isn't it? So stop living in the past. Don't be preoccupied what will happen in the future. Start living in the moment. That is why it is called the present, isn't it? Wonderful present. Take responsibility for action. I take responsibility. Yes, no need to blame others that he has done, or other person is responsible. So something has gone wrong, and whatever it is, first start accepting if there is some sort of failure on your part. So it's better that I take responsibility, because what has happened might be a mistake. So accept it, move forward, but learn from it. So anything has got wrong, so whatever has happened is okay. But for tomorrow, I am responsible again. I will ensure I don't repeat the mistakes of the past. And I also take responsibility for my actions. Work on emotional intelligence, that's what we said earlier, empathy. Today, EQ is very important, more important than IQ, isn't it? Especially at the workplace. Learn to apologize if things are going wrong. There's no harm in apologizing, isn't it? And that develop IPR skills. Develop resilience. Things might go as you think. Things may not happen as you think, isn't it? But I'm resilient. I keep working. I look forward. I don't give up and celebrate success. Life is also about little successes, isn't it? Start enjoying them. Reward yourself. celebrate. Because life also is a celebration. So Mary dedicated herself to implementing these steps. She sought feedback from colleagues and clients, worked on her communication skills, and developed a more empathetic attitude towards others. And the results were great. And colleagues also began to appreciate her contributions, and she started getting leadership roles. Our clients began to trust her more, and she developed a strong professional network. And developing personal relationship skills is crucial for professional success and growth. With the right mindset, dedication, and action plan, anyone can overcome their challenges and achieve their goals. Thank you for joining